hello, 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 and welcome, my Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your Path of True Love reading for February 2020. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, president of Join the Circle Productions, professional witch, professional intuitive, and Pisces moon. So I'm with you on this one. Yeah, I gave up a long time ago trying to keep myself out of the readings. Once you start experiencing unity consciousness on a regular basis, you sort of see yourself everywhere. Just how it works, right? Very, very, very happy to be with you here today. If you are new to my channel, please do like and subscribe. I am getting closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers so that I can super live chat, so I can do all sorts of fun stuff, including Drunk Tarot. Made a video about it. It's in the description box below. I think you'll like it if you watch it. Please like and subscribe anyway. It might help me reach my goal. Really appreciate it. That being said, let's get down to biz with this reading. This is a general reading, my Mer family, my Mer people. Mer. Which means, look, even if you've been coming back again and again and again for readings with me and they've been clicking, they don't click every single time. Please just take what resonates, leave what doesn't. That's why I do Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs for relationship-based spreads with the zodiac, obviously, in this case Pisces, so that you can get different information. And I actually got an email from somebody I have to reply to, asking what's the difference if you get a reading for your sun sign or your moon sign. Do they make a difference? And I will say for myself, yes, they do. I just want to give her a bit more of a deeper answer than just that. And I'll probably make a video on it too, probably a good idea. Anyway, down to business. This is a Path of True Love reading. Path of True Love is your path, right? Get very clear about this. Yes, it's about relationships. It's the warrior's path, right? The artist's path, the healer's path, the hero's journey, your spiritual path, your healing path, whatever you want to call it, all through the eyes or the lenses. I prefer that wording. Through the lenses of your relationships, and all different types of relationships, not just romantic, sexual. In fact, your parental relationships have a lot more to do with your relationships with everybody else than we realize. Of course, that's sort of psychology 101, depending on whether you're Frungian, Jungian, or Freudian. Oh my God, I compiled them into one thing. Frungian, I like that. It's a, are you a Freudian or a Jungian? I'm a Frungian. I really like that. Well, the whole world, all of our polarities are imploding. Well, there you have it. Anyway, so the Path of True Love, no matter how you slice it, is about becoming true love. Hence, the hero's journey, manifesting your highest destiny, your highest potential, and stuff like that. So when court cards come up, yeah, it can represent another person, but more important, it's about what is the zodiacal lesson for you there. What's the energy, the environment there for you on the path of true love, so that you can learn, heal, grow, become the best that you can be. And I've just been using it, and I have the statue out to remind me when they asked Michelangelo, the artist, not the mutant ninja turtle, how he sculpted the David, and what a wonderful job he did. Nice ass. Sorry, distracted. How he did it, he said he did not create the David that God did, the divine did. He just chipped away the excess marble. That's what the Path of True Love is. It's sort of like the car wash with twin flames and soulmates and parents, oh my, right? So tricky. That's why this reading is for you. And because I'm a Pisces moon, in some way, maybe, perhaps, we shall see, it's for me as well. We're going to do Celtic Cross. I did a video on it, clarifying Celtic Cross, how I read. In the description box below, again, I always put cool stuff in my description box for my people, for my viewers, because everybody reads it a little bit differently, I find. Once the first two cards are down, then it can go in any direction. So go have a look-see if you like. I just find it better for an overview, particularly anything involving a path, right? Like a career path or a healing path. I think Celtic Cross is really, really good for that in general. So lastly, if you will keep an eye on your breath, be a conscious breather, as will I. We'll breathe together into the present moment as often as we can, partnering with the breath, so I can bring through the clearest divine guidance and grace that I can from my pantheons. And if you're being aware of your breath, finding the still point, You're connecting with the divinity within you. At core, it's all the same divinity, so we're both getting the readings. You're hearing it, watching it, tuning in. I'm tuning in, verbalizing what comes clairvoyantly, empathically, and clairaudiently. Great fun. Let's do what we do best. Let's be mystical, Pisces. Take a nice deep breath. Let's do this. We're going to start with the Daughters of the Moon Tarot for the voices of my deities, the gods and goddesses, the divine masculine and the divine feminine through one deck. All the decks I read are in the description box below. After we get these 10 on the table, we're using Celtic Cross 10 positions. We will clarify with the angels, healing with the Angels Oracle, Doreen Virtue. That'll give us 20 cards. One of the Whispers of Love Oracle from the higher self, mine included, and one healing mantra card from the Healing Mantra deck, Matt Kahn, for the voice of the Ascended Masters. All of true love, by the way. So the gods of true love, the angels of true love, the higher selves, which it's yours, it's here for true love, and the Ascended Masters of true love. Yeah, they specialize apparently. Nice deep breath. Find the still point. My gods and goddesses, I feel you. Please. Top 10 cards, Celtic Cross, for this Piscean collective. Ooh, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the path of true love for February 2020. My gods, my goddesses, please show me the path of true love for the Piscean collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. February 2020. What's going on for us? Us, I'll say us, on the path of true love. What's going on? Can you show me what's going on for us? What's going on the path of true love for the Piscean collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Path of true love, I hear you. February 2020, clean cut, please. 1, yep, 2, 3. I like a clean cut when it comes to cards, so I don't got to second guess not just the first card down, but the order of the rest of them when one hangs a little bit. Doesn't throw me. I'll sometimes completely reshuffle. But we've got our top 10. Let's play. Celtic Cross, Path of True Love, Piscean Collective. Where are we? What is the card that represents us in all of this? Okay. 8 of Flames. In the traditional Rider-Waite, it's the 8 of Wands, right? Taking off or landing, it depends on the tilt of the card, right? But definitely fire, passion, things in movement, things. So things are moving quickly on the path of true love. But also the name of the card is burnout. Now, there are a couple of different meanings to burnout. If you want to, because I don't know about that rapid feeling like the flying wands so much as this really does feel differently, but let me go back to that original interpretation. Think of a wildfire. They're called wildfires, not because they're slow, right? Like a lot of dried grass, dead trees, forest fire, horrible image. I mean, I love trees. I'm like a reincarnated dryad. Are you kidding me? But it's fast-moving fire, right? But then there's also the other thing about burnout, that when you're going and you're going and you're going and you're going and you're going, so much desire, so much action, choices, we can overcommit, right? And end up with burnout, that we expend more energy than the fuel that we have in our reserves. So there is that as well. But what I also love, not about this card in terms of its imagery, I never want to see a burnt down forest. I love trees. I'm a tree boy that way. The ocean and the forest. Well, like the forest is my Virgo, the ocean is my Pisces. I'm a Virgo with Pisces moon. I was born on a full moon. So is that even though the forest will turn to ash, it is incredibly fertile ash. And any seeds that were in the ground already or that go into the ground will grow back. You give a forest enough time, it will regrow itself completely, unless, of course, some other shit went down. Metaphor at this point, though, to say that that first card representing us, burnout, either really rapid movement, rapid desire, rapid passion, but also possibly burnout as a result, a little overcommitted, a little ashy, so to speak. Hey, kitten, you want to come sit with me? Come on up. Come on up, Milky. Come on, buddy. My little tourist buddy. Come on. Come sit on the chair. No. It's nice when they talk, sort of. Leave that one alone. Okay. Now the second position is the cross. What is the situation that we're dealing with? What's the environment we're in? Ace of Flames. Second position says that there is a new spark. There is a new flame on the terrain, on the radar. Ace of Wands, very phallic, not so much in this deck, it's a feminist deck. We have creation, right? The spark of creation. Now, that creative spark can be a sexual attraction, though we usually think of that more as a two, because there were, two things involved. But definitely the pilot light is lit. Again, there's a spark. Even the creative spark of, ooh, I want to do that. Ooh, I think I want that. Ooh, think I want that? No, I want that, right? But it's an ace. It's a beginning. It's something that has to be nurtured into something. So a lot of fire. First two cards down, considering we're talking element of water with Pisces. Let's keep going. Third position, what's going on at the core? This is really our domain as Pisceans. Not just the subconscious mind, the soul. Like, really think your core. What is the core of you is divine. Your own individualized unit of divine consciousness is your soul, right? So, what's going on that level? What's going on in the soul here? A 2. So we've got a 1 in the situation, but a 2 in the soul, which is the 2 of blades. Analysis. Back and forth, the fencers, right? So kind of looking at things from different sides, that there's an internal subconscious analysis. Granted, an air sign, but being processed probably more through, like data, analytical data is being processed subconsciously, perhaps through the intuitive function. In other words, it's not that intuition has nothing to do with the intellect. They're not completely separate from each other. It's air and water, well, the intuition being water, if you want to go there, and the thought being air. So there's a processing going on in the subconscious. Pay attention to your intuition, and it's okay if it feels a little iffy. Oh, yeah, they're giving me the image like buffering. Buffering, right? I don't know if they do that on computers anymore, buffering, right? Like the little clock with the hands turning. It's like there's a process going on, almost like digestion. But digestion of data that may not have completely all registered in the conscious mind. Why? Because we might be a little burned out, or things might be moving very, very fast for us on the path of true love. Can also mean that we might not realize that things are moving fast for us on the path of true love because we're burned out, right? Both can be true. All right, totally happens to me. All of a sudden, you turn around and you're like, oh, I guess I healed that. Oh, here we are. All of a sudden, in this new thing. Yeah. Yas. What's in your behind, Pisces? What's behind you? I mean, another fire card, but this is an actual being, a person. We would think a court card, Sagittarius. Now, if I want to talk Sagittarius 9th house energy, it's expansion, it's spirituality, it's travel, right? All of that Jupiterian mutable fire. A lot of fire going on for a water reading here, a water sign reading. But certainly this can represent a person court cards often do. Now, a Sagittarian in this context, really getting the vibe on there of that expansion, of that friendliness. So imagine a mutable fire with all that expansion coming in and sort of setting things on fire, inspiring, moving us, wanting to expand. This can be, by the way, does not have to necessarily be romantic, sexual at all. This could be a spiritual teacher. But that's the vibe I'm getting of that type of expansion. Something that inspires you. Remember, we're going to lay down 10 angel cards on top of this. So nothing set in stone. It's only written in cardboard. But feel that there's somebody here, that there is something passionate. And the goddess of the card is Ceridwen. I mean, if you're studying Celtic anything, have any kind of that Celtic magic going on, like I have it in my blood, she's the transformational cauldron, the cauldron of fire, not necessarily the cauldron of water. Read her mythos there about some sort of transformation going on, but desire, not just random transformation by desire. Cauldron work, just like taking soup. Like I make soup a lot in the winter. I am a potion witch, so I'm familiar with the cauldrons, so to speak. Well, you get the best ingredients you can, but, otherwise it's just like vegetables, water, and some protein until you add heat, the alchemical element, but you get to put what you want, right? It's like you control the potion, the soup. That's why I love my coffee so much. It's essentially daily potion work for me. And I make it exactly how I like it, right? By intent. So, you know, whether this is some intention put into place, some fire of desire, whatever it is, this has got you cooking. Moving really quick. But it has brought to you, attracted to you, if you like, this brand new seed of fire. And inside it's like, two fish, right? But two fish thinking about it more than feeling about it. Though that could be really in the subconscious, may not be as aware of all of this. A lot of it's below the waterline, so to speak. The crown, the fifth position, what's coming into being, right? Like the crown chakra, there are no words. In the eighth, in the crown chakra, it comes down through the crown chakra, you receive it, and then it becomes word in the third eye, and then you speak it. That's quite literally, energetically at least, how clairvoyance and clairaudience and all that stuff works. It's a chakric thing. Well, what's coming into being here, the immediate future, is a walking away or a walking to the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups in this case, withdrawal. You see, she took a boat to this like island so that she could go in that cave, following the trail of cups, some upright, some spilled. This is about going into the self. This is about taking some time to go within and get in touch with that Two of Blades. If something feels off, something's off. Whether it's you, whether it's them, whether it's the situation, whether it's this Sagittarius, but this might be someone or something that inspired you and expanded you, right? Does not necessarily mean it's somebody in the relationship. Like I said, we've got other cards coming down. But certainly if something feels off about this new desire, this new spark, perhaps an opportunity, just keep in mind the interior, not just analysis like the card says, but think like a fencer. It's a bit of strategizing and planning too. Well, but if I do that, then that might happen. But if that happens, I do that and I do that. And all happening on a deeper subconscious level, or at least one that you're not talking about, right? It's kind of more keeping it in the eye, keeping it behind the castle wall. This is going behind the castle wall. This is saying, okay, I am going to go within. I am going to withdraw myself from the conversation, withdraw myself from the situation, maybe even withdraw myself temporarily or permanently from a relationship in order to go in for some self-analysis, right? Or analyzing what's going on. What is this feeling so sudden and new? Not a great song for a Path of True Love read, but you get me, right? Sixth position, the 4, the 2, and the 6. In other words, the even number cards are the simple timeline, past, present, future. So the past, we've got this Sagittarian influence, either a person or a teaching. It could be a teacher, but could be a teacher from someone on YouTube or a book or a philosophy from thousands of years ago. Who knows? Right now, we will look deeper. Your present moment, so to speak. The cover is this Ace of Flames. Let's see where this goes. This is mutable, changeable, right? It's like you can always change your direction, not written in stone. I don't know that you want to unwrite this one, though, because we got the Emperor, Pan. There's only like one fully masculine card in this deck, and it is the god Pan, the Emperor, as well as the Hierophant, because he's a god. They're sort of both, right? They're sort of the Hierophant and the Emperor. The Emperor is certainly the conglomeration of all the kings in the suit, though this is a feminine deck, does not have kings. It has maidens, mothers, and crones. It would be all of the cardinal signs together. The queens for the Empress would be all the fixed signs. So really, if you look at this card and feel this out, this is a very strong, very dominant masculine energy that can represent an actual person, a divine masculine regardless of gender, physical gender I mean, but can also mean about the divine, your own divine masculine energy asserting itself in some way. Now remember, we all have masculine and feminine energy. If you've watched any of my soulmate readings or twin flame readings, they're not the same thing. There are some vids in the description box below explaining why they're not the same thing and what they actually are. Long story short, go watch the vid. But what I love about it in this particular deck, because I mean, I could have used the Mythic Tarot. It would have been Zeus is the Emperor in that deck. What I love about this with Pan is it is a bit more earthy. There are other ways this energy dynamic could have been portrayed other than this card. That's the way I look at divination. There are no mistakes in divination. There are misinterpretations, but no mistake of what cards hit the table. This really feels grounded and healthy, and there is a systemic plan, right? That is something that the Emperor and the High Priest, or sorry, not the High Priest, the Hierophant, which is the High Priest, have in common, that there is protocol, there is process, there is practice. Like, nobody becomes a Hierophant in one day. Emperor, maybe the divine right of kings, coronated, all that kind of stuff, but still, emperors by definition are in charge of kings, therefore are always playing chess. A system, a strategic, a divine masculine, fire and air, right? So if this is the entrance of somebody in, it's somebody interesting. So, but that comes as a result of you really going within. And isn't that the paradox of it all? That as you go within, right? Because of this thing, or whatever this ace is, because I really feel like you might be a little on the burned out side. I am a little burned out on the whole romantic aspect of the path of true love right now, but that happens, right? A little burned out. Oh, guys have been hitting on me online and they're just gross. It's like, dignity, please. Don't you know who you're talking to? Another child of the divine. I'm not necessarily special. You should treat me better than anybody else. You should treat everybody with fucking dignity. Just coming at me, asking me certain questions. Look, if you're going to send me a dick pic, if it's nice, I'll look, but, you know, hello, nice to meet you, Mal. It's a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So you could be a little burned out in the game of that. This is not necessarily purely sexual romantic, but I got to say that's a lot of fire going on. But I get the part of the withdrawal to go within and really get what the fuck is going on here, right? Pisces, you know what I mean. I do it all the time. I'm like, now it's a little different when you're at the supermarket and you're picking up on other people's stuff. That's sort of like eavesdropping. You can't help that, right? It's just coming into you. Why am I feeling this? This feels extremely personal. And even if you emerge from this card of withdrawal stronger in your own masculine energy, fucking worth it. Clearer in your boundaries, in your process, right? In terms of who you are. This could be a very highly spiritual reading, all right? In terms of being on the path of true love, some healing, some evolution, and some real embodiment of divine true love energy. Possible. We'll see. We still got 4 more cards to do. This is the microcosm. We're now going to look at the macro, the more universal stuff. Starting with card number 7, the lesson. What are the gods trying to teach you? What is the lesson with all of this going on? Chokhmah. Decisions. Israeli desert goddess. Actually, one of the spheres of the Kabbalah is Chokhmah. We're looking at the 8 of Blades, which, you know, they always reflex me because it's such a different deck. They will flash in my third eye the Rider-Waite version, and that's like bound and blindfolded, 8 of Swords, but usually as a result of some decision that has to be made, like what do they call it, being hamstrung, right? It's just like the apathy of options. But the difference between an option and a decision is life-changing. Like, if you're out in the desert, the decision of which direction to go in could save your life or kill you, right? Let's go north. Another 1,000 miles and nothing. Go south. A mile and a half, there's an oasis. Right? You gotta kind of feel this stuff out. This isn't just, what do I want to watch on Netflix tonight? You sort of blank out, I don't know. This is a life-changing decision, not just a choice. So something in there about the lesson, that if you take the lesson, if you accept and acknowledge that all of this is happening to teach me something, then there's something in this deeper analysis within yourself that's going to help you make a life-changing decision, even though it is minor arcana. You never know. Sometimes the size of the choice or decision does not immediately reveal the intensity of what's gonna change as a result. What is the consequence of the choice or the desire, right? Oh God, they just gave me a whole bunch of examples, one of which is somebody trying a line of cocaine just for the first time to see what it's like. I haven't touched that shit since the 80s. But that's what I mean. I was like, what an addictive drug. Oh, let me just try it. Destruction, right? Just saying, I lived through that with a lot of people. I survived it. Why? Gods, that's why. They said, "You're not done yet, kid. You got a other path to walk," and they were right. From the outside looking in, position number 8, how the world sees you. How the world sees you, not how you see yourself, not how you see the world. How the world sees you, which sometimes is a projection and has nothing to do with you, though sometimes it's good for us to know how people see us, and sometimes we can't see ourselves at all. We got the card of the Lovers here. Now, if we can take it out of sex and romance for 10 seconds, let's talk about this. The card of the Lovers is about a major life decision. Analysis going on. I don't know that this is immediately, because of this, a romantic sexual context relationship. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but it's a life changer. From the outside looking in, this could be about changing career. This could be about some major decision. Remember, go back to the Rider-Waite deck. It's Adam and Eve, the Lovers card. But what decision did they make that changed everything, right? They ate a fucking apple, changed everything. So you always go back to Good Omens. I read the book before they did the show on Amazon. You have to see it. It's so good. It's just like, it's not really good parenting, right? Put the apple tree and tell your kids not to eat it. Of course, they're kids. They're gonna, right? Regardless, life-changing decision here, and it's visible from the world. Like, people can see it, like, and get, there's a big change going on here. They've got a big decision to make. Now remember, got the decision cards right next to it. You know, if there was the Two of Cups, and remember, we've got a whole other deck to lay on top of this. Yes, this is a Path of True Love reading, but from the outside looking in, this might be a lot bigger than you realize. In fact, I think that's what I'm getting with this card of withdrawal that leads to such a powerful card like the Emperor, like Pan in your connected timeline future here, because this is a big deal. There's something going on. Life changer if it is romantic, and if this is somebody, this looks like could be partner material, you know, husband, wife, whatever you want to call it. I myself identify with it as a divine feminine predominantly. Look what I do for a living. Plus I'm wearing mascara and eyeliner when I'm on YouTube, because no one needs to be lashless on YouTube. There should be a law. But, you know, this is, say it's husband material, partner material at least, right? Divine masculine, feminine balancer material, however that plays itself out. All right, let's move on. What is the destiny? This should be helpful. Now, it's not going to tell you what your ultimate destiny is on the path of true love, but it will say for this month, this is where you are on the hero's journey aspect of the path of true love. Like, because the hero's journey is all about being handed fate and turning it into destiny, an alchemical process of heroism. My darlings, the Pisces card. The Mermaid. Mami Watu, mermaid, sitting on a rock, fanning herself. Jeez, we got our own card in the destiny position. This is a big deal. This is possibly about self-realization. This is possibly about a level of self-love, a decision for and about you and your path, your emotional well-being, your own mystical spiritual calling. Now let's back this up by a second. Since we have the Sagittarian here, and we talked about 9th house, literally on the opposite side of the spread here. Interestingly enough, position number 9, this is 9th house Sagittarius, sorry. Pisces is 12th house. That is the collective unconscious. That is the divine mind, the divine heart, the divine feminine. It connects all of us. If you think of your conscious mind as like the fingertips, right? And then you have your subconscious mind, the fingers. Well, the collective unconscious is the palm. So here I am over here. Here's you. Here's them. Here's them. Here's them. This is the collective. That's why we're so fucking empathic, because we are feeling everybody's everything. We're more sensitive to that sort of thing, you see. So that we're getting our own sign as our destiny. This is about becoming that which we truly are, becoming at least the emotional depth, developing the emotional depth of true love. To be able to love whatever rises within us creates that depth and that capacity to hold an endless amount of divine love within our own individual energy fields. That's pretty cool. Hence the burnout. Maybe the burnout burned away some stuff that does not need to be there anymore. rapid change and transformation. Not so much the death card, that would have popped up, but that 8 of fire, right? That 8 of flames, that burning through very quickly because of an ace of flames situation, which still really hasn't shown itself what that is, except it starts with the Sagittarian and ends with the Emperor. So we'll clarify that. One more card. Let's see the outcome. Now remember, this one can change, position number 6, sort of the idea of tarot, unless it's absolutely carved in fated stone, F-A-T-E-D. Same with position number 10. Let's look and see. I'll take it. Kuan Yin, 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment card. Praise the goddess, hallelujah. Kuan Yin, Bodhisattva, goddess of compassion, in this very much contentment, very much having it all just flow. All is well, all is in the flow. Not at a 10, not that bursting Inanna's House of Heaven in this deck, ecstatic mystic hot tub deal. This is very much flow, baby. I'm in my flow, right? I'm watching it all go by, and you can't see it in the card, but the halo, the glow around her head is so beautiful in this card. Go Google it if you can find it. Of course, you'll be able to find it online, but she really is. It's that compassion, and I love how she's just kind of like, got her arm like that. Right. Yeah, well, it's this way. She's just like, Kuan Yin's chilling. Chilling Yin. Kuan chillin' Yin, that at peace with things. That's our outcome for this. I mean, for a Pisces, without anybody else involved, only one being in the card, Nine of Cups there. Our wishes get fulfilled emotionally. Now, let's be clear about that. Even if it's just us, nobody else, because remember, this could be just us. In terms of our masculine energy, we'll have a look in a bit. This could be really, really like not just content within ourselves, because there's content right above boredom, like this is nice, but then there is that spiritual tranquility kind of deal that is the wish fulfillment. That is why we want everything. We kind of want everything to feel that way, except for raucous sex, but we're not, I don't think, going on here with all that fire, though. It's possible. Really good. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Just thrilled. Thrilled to be a Pisces, because there are no asshole cards in this deck. Any opportunity for an asshole card already came and went. And I'm not seeing one in here. Although the Emperor, depending, you know. But that could be our own archetypal masculine energy. So let's ask the angels. Nice deep breath. Find that still point with me. Still point. My angels, please, top 10 cards, Celtic Cross, for this Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising. You're so sweet. Venus signs, Path of True Love, February 2020. Please, my angels, put them in the right order for me. Help us out. What's going on for the Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the Path of True Love? Can you show us, please, as clearly as possible, what the gods have laid down? Add your celestial point of view, your angelic guidance and grace, please. Maiden, Mother, Crone. Aw, they're very, very sweet. Little Gabrielites of the West. The water angels. We love you, Mark. I love you too, guys. All right, let's see. Starting off, 8 of Flames, 8 of Wands, burnout, fast-moving, overcommitted. Okay, crossed with signs, which can mean a couple of different things, but I think it might mean that we're either too burned out to see the signs, which is totally possible, particularly if we're burned out on the romantic thing, like I said. Again, nothing here screaming it, but with the card of the Emperor here, I don't know. And then the card of the Lovers, as much as I said, it's only 2 major arcana cards, but with burnout, we might be like, yeah, whatever, and then have it actually be something really, really powerful. Remember, life-changing decision here as well, and it ends with Kuan Yin somehow, at least for the timeline given. So keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on your burnout, because it can also mean, how are you feeling, right? Like, are you running on fumes yet? I know for myself, like I was trying to do 4 of these videos a day. And these Path of True Love vids, they're supposed to be like an hour. Figure 22 cards in total, really, to do them service. You got to spend time on each one. So I tried to do 4 and I was like burned out. It's like I couldn't do it. I could not do that 4th one. The what do I need? It's the shorter ones I can get away with 4 a day if I don't have a client, right? But I know when I start to mix my words together and I can't find my cell phone. I mean, my house isn't huge. It's a condo. It's 2 floors. But for me not to find my phone, and I have it on silent so I can't call it, right? That's how I know. That's how I know. I'm like, okay, I'm starting to get a little bit loopy. I'm starting to burn out, running low on fuel like wildfire, right? So keep an eye on not just the signs and synchronicities, which that card of signs usually talks about, you know, the songs on the radio, the overheard pieces of conversation. Like I know even when I'm working and I'm writing something and I have the TV on and I type something at the same time, you know, someone says the word I'm typing on the TV, it doesn't mean that that is the particular word, but it is saying, you're in sync, something's going on here right now, and I perk up a little. Keep an eye on the signs. Oh, because they might also be coming fast and furious, so fast and furious you may not see them. Writing on the wall, so to speak. Slow down. Slow down to see the signs, not just smell the roses. Well, because here is this Ace of Flames, right? In the 2nd position, what crosses us? The situation that we are in, the environment, which can be very exciting. You know what? There, so I can grab them a little bit easier. What do the angels have to say about this ace? Divine guidance. So the divine guidance is in form of inspiration. It is that thing of, oh, which with signs and inspiration, that's a lot. That's a lot. Thanks a lot. That's a lot. Something ignites us, something, but it's divine guidance that does. And that's why this, if we're not seeing the signs, we might not get the import, meaning how important it is, or the size or the scale of it. Well, because in the 3rd position, we've got this, no, something's off. Something, but it's a thought thing. Oh, like, you know, when you have to burp, but you can't in the situation that you're in, so you're sort of like, it's sort of like that. It's like, not that you're trying to hold down an emotion, you're trying to hold down gas, you're trying to hold down an element of air. So there, I don't know, it's a thought process, but it's in the subconscious mind. It's not at the forefront. It's like, something's like itching you. It's like, I don't know, this reminds me. It's like, oh, this reminds me of something I can't, or trying to remember somebody's name. I suck at names, right? Except for like movies. That shit, unless I know you, then I remember your name easily. Right? It's sort of like I can't reach it. That's the vibe on this. What do the angels have to say about this 2 of Blades analysis? Spiritual growth. You've got signs, divine guidance, and spiritual growth with analysis. That this is a sign of something growing of your soul. Remember, 3rd position here, the core, the way I read it, isn't just the subconscious mind. It's the soul. There is an expansion and a spiritual growth going on inside of you, and that would make sense with this Sagittarian card in the past. 9th house, expansion, spirituality. May or may not be an actual person. You might be having some kind of vision deal or inspiration on the path of true love that's really moving you forward in your growth. And there's a lot of, like I said before, like there may be a lot of analysis, but you're not telling anybody. You're keeping this behind the castle wall. You're keeping this to yourself. Well, it's not like Pisces aren't known for their secrets. You kidding me? Almost as good as Scorpios are. Virgos can keep a secret too. We cross our legs over anything when we want to. Again, let's look at this Sagittarius energy going here. This lovely 9th house dealio. Could be a lover. It could be a teacher. Could be a teaching. Anything that expands us. All right, let's see what the angels have to say. Could be a dream. Could be a dream. Now, I'm not a big dreamer in that sense. I am my Pisces moon, but I don't dream that. Well, I'm sure I dream. I just don't remember any of it. Look what I do for a living, right? It's like, let's let him actually rest. How about, right? This can be a dream that you've had for a long time, a very spiritual dream, an aspiration, right? Not just the sleepy, nocturnal, subconscious processing mind stuff, right? Processing stress in your nervous system. This could very much be an expansive dream, a spiritual, expansive thing that you have always wanted, right? Particularly path of true love oriented that you've got a certain thing of how you would like it to be. You know, a lot of that stuff is fantasy fairy tale stuff, you know, Cinderella and whatnot, all about the shoe, all about being rescued, damsels being rescued, princesses and spinning wheels and shit. It's way more than that. It's about becoming true love. It's not about the romantic part of it, but there is an expansive dream here in the past that makes sense that with this Eight of Flames burnout, there could be a very, very fast barrage of signs coming at you, but that if you are too burned out, you may not be able to catch. But this situation that you're in is one of divine guidance. I feel like this is more mystical than perhaps a physical relationship right now. Because that card of dreams, unless it's like a dream lover, oh, he's so dreamy, she's so dreamy, not getting that. Not with the fire sign, not with that fire energy. Very, very interesting. Well, which would make sense. Now we have this card of withdrawal going into the cave. Like, it's not so much walking away from, as you see in so many decks, literally. She took a boat to an island to follow the trail of cups, right? Some spilled, some full, making her way in to the interior world. And what's in the interior world here? We've got this analysis with spiritual growth or of spiritual growth. So what's going on with this withdrawal? Oh, darling, simply because it's divine timing. Simply because it's time. Now let's keep in mind here, your fate position, fate and destiny, I should say, your destiny position, this is all part of the divine plan. It all is anyway. But this is saying, Pisces, it's time for you right now. Like, I know it's February, right? It's Valentine's month and all of that. Sure, go have a date if that's how it plays itself out. But more importantly, there's this withdrawal. It feels like into the self of your own spiritual growth, your own self-awareness, your own self-reflection and analysis, that it is time. I don't know that you can put off something in divine timing. I think if you try and do that, you end up in a worse situation where you have no other choice but to. Just saying. It's fate for you. Suffer your fate or embrace your destiny. Either way, the gods get their way, right? Somehow, this all brings us to the Emperor, whether that's embodied within ourselves, as I said, right? Sort of our shit together, taking charge of our own lives in that sense, being royal, regal, the not just the king of our castles, the emperors of our empires, personally. Or it's a divine masculine, like our own divine masculine, or a divine masculine person, place, thing, person. Feels like shows up. What do the angels have to say? I almost dropped the card. New beginning. You're being prepared for something. This might take a while. This might take a while. You are being prepared. With that divine timing card in the fifth, what's crowning, with the withdrawal, you're either going to emerge from that an emperor, with a new beginning, or there is a new beginning with an emperor character in your life. One way or the other, that new beginning is worth going through whatever gestation, hibernation is needed going into that cave for your own spiritual growth. It's okay if you're single. It's okay to be single in February. I have been for many, 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 many years. And please, you pay so much money for a price-fixed menu. That's ridiculous. I usually just hang out with friends, get drunk. I don't get drunk. I'm a cheap date that way. Give me sushi and sake, though. I'm the happiest person on planet Earth. The lesson here. Now we're going to look at your your macro. That was your micro. Your lesson. Decisions. Will you have a decision whether or not you want to deal with this lesson? Probably not. Let's ask the angels. Here it is. It's all a decision about a soulmate. Take it in. Now look, soulmate just means pre-incarnational contract because this deck doesn't have a twin flame card. There are twin flames and they are soulmates. The only thing they have in common, well, a couple of things they have in common. They both involve incarnate souls, and they're both soul contracts as a result. But they're very, very different. And let's just say there's a soul contract here that you have to make a life-changing decision about. That's part of the lesson this is all teaching you. Now, it could be about how you want to go and deal with soul contracts in general from now on. I have a feeling, though, it's triggered by a new beginning with an emperor. Oh, I think I might know who this might be in my life. We'll see. I can't pull myself out of these readings when they're my sign. That's why I love the break in between Virgo and Pisces. That's why I do them sequentially. Yeah. Life-changing decision there about a soul contract. From the outside looking in, now we've got the card of the Lovers. Now I'll go with you that it might mean that we're falling in love. Ugh, phenomenal. What do the angels say? Oh, good, study. Because it's still another life-changing decision, but it's still a lesson, right? Take your time. A study what's going on from the outside looking in. It's like, oh, they're learning. Oh, they've got a big decision in front of them. You can do this as a learning curve. You could say, my intention here is to learn, to study this, not necessarily to get it right. There's no one way to get anything right. It's all about fulfilling our role in the divine plan, which sometimes when we're getting it wrong in the divine plan, we're getting it right. Right? The world thinks we fucked it up, but that fuck up was an essential part of the divine plan. We have no idea. Nobody has any ultimate idea. If they're in the game, you can't see the plan of the game within the game. There are signs, but that's all we get. Little cheat codes here and there. Right? Very interesting from the outside looking in. Take your time. Take your time, Pisces. I know, probably too late. I don't know. I don't care who they are. Already, I'm in. Because we got this Pisces card. That is us, right? We are in the depth of the ocean. We could love everybody. You know, the ocean could swallow all the land and all the people in it. It's why climate change, we've changed the word, is such a deal, right? It's like the ocean levels rise. We could swallow everything. In the 80s and 90s I tried to. This is very, very much the Destiny card then of how do I do this? I don't know how to feel about this. I just know how I am feeling about this. What do the angels have to say? I'm so thrilled. Playfulness. Don't take it so damn seriously. Dip a toe. Don't full body submerge, right? Dip a toe, splash your feet, have some fun, play your way through this. Really, all the world's a stage. Men and women merely players, strutting and fretting, etc., etc. For the path of true love for the Piscean collective for the month of February, destiny is afoot. It's about us being authentic, and there's nothing wrong with being flipper, by being a dolphin, by being like a little playful, a little water, a little like otter energy. I love otters. I watch otter videos on the regular. I love them. I want one. I don't think my cats would though. That playfulness, that organic, emotional freedom, happy kind of playfulness going on there is how we attain our destiny for this month. So good. Yeah, life-changing decision, but the decision can very well be, you know what? We're going to see how this goes, Mr. Emperor, in this new beginning, or Ms. Emperor in this new beginning that's coming as that need be. Because where are we headed anyway? If we play our cards right, if we follow the path of true love as we're being guided, Kuan Yin. 9 of Cups. Oh, that delicious wish card, that emotional fulfillment card, not the 10, but the 9. What do the angels say? Good. Ideas and inspiration, that we will have that emotional contentment that go with the flow, where the ideas and the inspiration, because that's, to me, when some of my best stuff comes. Now, I am a writer. I'm supposed to be working on The Path of True Love, the ebook. Was supposed to have it out already. YouTube happened. It's just another shift in my career. Okay, we've got the majority of it written. We just need to do some updates and some edits. I could have that out. Give me a month or two, I could get it out. Not happening right now, because I was inspired to do something else completely different, right? So sometimes through hardship, we are given inspiration and ideas, like when we're searching for help, when we're heartbroken on the path of true love, when we're grieving, new information can come in. And maybe that was the case with, this Sagittarian dream energy, that our dreams, maybe we got a little burnt out, but that there are new ideas and inspirations waiting for us ahead. But we're coming from a place of wish fulfillment, that as we are in that place, more and more and more and more clarity comes in. That's really, really, really cool. Certainly clarity about that would help us with these ideas and inspirations make wiser, more loving, more powerful decisions for ourselves in whatever this relationship might be. We're not done yet, though. We've got your Celtic cross fulfilled. let's get one card from the Whispers of Love Oracle, the voice of your higher self. We'll see what they've got to say, and then we'll get the last card down, that healing mantra, and then we'll do your overview. Cool? Almost done. Nice deep breath. Still point. Oh, this is my higher self too. Oh, the higher selves of all involved, mine included. Hi. One card in clarity, a whisper of love, my higher selves, the higher self collective for this Piscean Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, Path of True Love, February 2020 reading. Please, please, please. One card in clarity. A whisper of true love, a whisper of love for this Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, Path of True Love, February 2020. Can't wait. Have patience. Love is patient and kind. Always no rush. Slow down. This is a new beginning. It is an ace. It is divinely guided. Look, could be a friend. Absolutely could be a friend. But I think this divine timing with withdrawal is part of that. Have patience, right? Love is patient and kind always, particularly if you're not feeling kind, if you're a little burned out and you're feeling a little off, there's some spiritual growth going on, and then this new beginning comes, doesn't mean you dive both feet. Dip toes. Go slow. Go slow. Go slow. Because if this really is not just a soul contract, but a soulmate, a satisfying, symbiotic, help each other heal soul contract, and if it really is romantic, sexual, and playful, and wish fulfillment, then it's worth the divine timing of going within. Particularly if it's an emperor. I've been saying, it's like, I am so done with princes. Be a king or don't bother trying to cross the drawbridge, right? A lot of people can't get across my drawbridge, so to speak, Virgo that I am. I crank that fucker up a lot, right? No, right? It takes not just a king, but an emperor to make it into my castle nowadays. I can't have people off running on quests unless we're on similar quests to heal, to grow, to love, to become the best that we can be for the well-being of all, right? So it's definitely a spiritual, mystical thing for me, but to have patience, this work within yourself is 100% worth it. Always is, but it's really indicated with that divine timing card. It's like you are being prepared for something in the divine plan. Yes, in the macro we always are, but this is Path of True Love specific. So let's get you a healing mantra card, right? Because you're going in to deal with that spiritual growth, that withdrawal card, 8 of Cups with that 2 of Blades, spiritual growth in the core position. So breathe with me for the Ascended Masters. Still point. My masters, please, one card in clarity. What is the exactly perfect, most truly helpful healing mantra for the Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the Path of True Love for February 2020, please? The tea. We need the tea, the real tea. Spill it across the table. Spill it across the cards as needed. What is the truth? What is it that we need? What is this healing mantra that would be most helpful for the Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs? Here we go. For the Path of True Love, February 2020. Dissolving judgments. Dissolving judgments. I don't know if you can see that. It's all white writing on pastels. That's the name of the mantra, Dissolving Judgment, so I can look it up in the book, which I'll do in a minute. The mantra itself: I don't have to like the actions of others in order to love my journey. I don't have to like the actions of others in order to love my journey. Absolutely not. So maybe what we've been through has been a challenge to our dream, right? I don't have to like that, but I can still love my journey. And maybe taking a little time out for yourself, divine time out for yourself, to make this life-changing decision about whether or not you even want to be a soulmate. Now, you wouldn't be watching readings like this unless you did deep down. But let's read what this healing mantra says in the book, Dissolving Judgments. I don't have to like the actions of others in order to love my journey. Flipped right to it. Nice deep breath. Take this in. Dissolving judgments. I don't have to like the actions of others in order to love my journey. When judgments are dissolved, you don't have to enjoy the actions of others in order to glean benefit from them. When you know that every moment has been created to help each soul shine the brightest, it becomes easier to not take things personally. Instead, you're able to appreciate the positions life has put you in as evidence of your evolving mastery and form. I'll get to the second part of this. It's just another couple of words or so. But my sense of it is that we need this time of healing to prepare ourselves possibly for a kind of sort of dream coming true. Now, I hate making predictions like that because that's just so airy-fairy. And by the way, dream, nightmare, same content, all about how you look at it, right? But that to dissolve the judgments is what's this asking. It's like saying we get the opportunity, right? I don't have to like the actions of others. Like, oh no, I've dated a rogues gallery. I mean, just some pretty toxic ones, and you'd say, well, I guess you're not that spiritual. No, that's what drove me deeper into the divine and into my own healing. Not why did I attract this, but what is this for? What is this teaching me? So that's what this card is saying, right? I don't have to like the actions of others to love my journey. And someone just crossed over. Someone that I was with for a rather long time just died like 48 hours ago. Not talking about it here. It was a very troublesome relationship towards the end in particular. So it's sort of like I learned so much from that, though. I don't have to like what went down. I don't have to like the actions of others. There was some pretty fucked up shit going on behind the scenes. I found out much later after. But that doesn't mean I can't love my journey. It's all made me stronger. I'm still here. Someone call Elaine Stritch. I'm still here. Bitch. Witch. So the last part of this. Sorry, I know I went off on a tangent, but hey, Pisces Moon. This mantra is ideal for learning to speak your truth. Hello, everybody needs to speak their truth. But truth without brutality, truth without compassion is brutality, by the way, Dalai Lama. Cultivating empathy and trusting the universe. Fuck, I think that's it. That's the thing, right? With this decision, it's like, because we've all jumped into these relationships, particularly these Ace of Flames, divine guided signs everywhere, right? Dove into them and we got hurt, right? Abuse, neglect, codependence, loss, all of them, some of them, any combination. But that's what was written. We had to go through it. The path of true love is not for the evolution only of the personality, but for the growth of the soul. Personality has desires, wants to be comfortable, wants to be happy 24/7, 365. The soul wants to grow and experience and expand and feel all emotions in their full range. Guess who wins? The soul does, right? So let's give you your overview. We'll plug this all together, see if anything else jumps out, right? Magic, clap, bang. We start you off, my Piscean brothers and sisters, with the Eight of Flames signs, which I know that card is called Burnout, but with everything else that's on the table now, I'm really leaning more towards very, very fast-moving energy. You may not be feeling that right now. You may not be seeing it right now at the moment of this reading, but certainly there is an energy in play that is sort of transforming and moving things at a very rapid pace through your life. Because the situation that you're in is that Ace of Blades with divine guidance. Trust that you will know what to do, but of course also follow your creativity. The card itself is called Creation. Follow your inspiration, your creativity, considering the word inspiration also shows up in the outcome of the 10th position there. Going down into the third position, we have this internal analysis. Maybe there's a lot of thinking going back and forth, strategizing, gathering information that you're not letting anybody know about. But with spiritual growth, that's either part of your spiritual growth or the internal analysis is about your spiritual growth. It would seem inspired by this fourth position, what's behind you, that Sagittarian with dreams. Now, some of you may be very avid, full-blown dreamers. I'm not. So it wouldn't surprise me if this meant that you had a spiritually expansive, desire-driven, fire-driven dream, but certainly this could also be a teaching or a teacher or indeed a person who ends up being this Emperor, I didn't even see that before. This Sagittarian is an actual person, you could end up having a new beginning with them as this Emperor. But then again, this could absolutely be just a teacher or a teaching, not necessarily attached to a person, but something expansive that connects you either to the nocturnal world of psychological dreams and all of that, or the mystical world of spiritual dreams, life aspirations, life dreams, that area of stuff. Moving into the 5th position, what's crowning is a divine timing of withdrawal. Take it. Don't fight it. Go with it. What you learn about yourself, because where are you going? Into the 3rd position, the core, that 2 of blades with spiritual growth. It may be terrifying. You might have a little FOMO, a little fear of missing out, but you're not missing out. You're actually going in to retrieve, to learn, to grow, which is what the path of true love is all about. And you either emerge with a new beginning as the Emperor, or as you emerge, there is an Emperor in a new beginning waiting for you on the other side of this. So whatever has to be completed in that withdrawal and divine timing for spiritual growth with that 2 of blades, do it. Totally worth it. Jumping over to your macrocosm, we've got in the 7th position the decisions card with soulmates. So yeah, there is definitely a lesson here. You're going to have to really learn how to make a wise decision about this soul contract, whether it is soulmate or twin flame. That could absolutely vary throughout the quantum collective of this Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign field I'm mining here. But from the outside looking in, I love that card of study with the Lovers. It's like, take your time. Take your time with this. From the outside looking in, this is a life-changing thing. This could be, I hate saying the one. We're all the one. That's unity consciousness. But if you have been looking for that kind of life partner, dealio, an emperor to your empress, I wouldn't say vice versa, except that's the one showing up. But then again, that new beginning could be you becoming the divine emperor, the emperor, the divine masculine for someone's divine feminine empress. Could go either way. But that there is study, there is learning going on here. So I would really kind of make the best use of this divine timing withdrawal in the 5th position, because leading you to the 9th, your destiny comes about of you being in a playful place emotionally, right? And empathically, intuitively, to be more at ease, not so burned out, right? Not all this fire, but your more authentic soul feeling, and perhaps even, yes, I'm going to use the word vulnerable self. That's a great thing about being Pisces in any way, is that it's 12th house. You've been through it all, right? It's the elder, the last sign of the zodiac. So there is a certain wise vulnerability there, so you can feel things differently. And if you're going to feel things differently, takes vulnerability, no question. Totally a part of the path of true love for everybody, but Pisces in particular. But that leads us to Kuan Yin, really, that lovely 9 of Cups wish fulfillment card. Not quite a 10, but clear within yourself with ideas and inspiration, probably urging you on to go towards that 10, which might be a more solidified romantic union here. If this reading is romantic, I do get the sense it's not romantic for everybody watching. The higher self says, have patience. Love is patient and kind always. That means patient and kind with yourself as well in the divine timing withdrawal part of all of this. And in terms of perhaps releasing the past, freaking about what might be coming in the future, the mantra for dissolving judgments, I don't have to like the actions of others in order to love my journey, whether that was lovers in the past, friends in the past that might have done you wrong, other people who in their own pain, past pain onto you. You don't have to like what they did, but on the path of true love, it's totally okay, in fact, kind of necessary for you to love your journey, but that does take withdrawal and time to really grow spiritually, to see it from a deeper as well as higher perspective. So there we go, my Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. So glad you were my last reading for the day. I love ending with you guys, but guess what? Oh yeah, I'm doing the Mercury retrogrades next. You'll be the first for those. So yeah, give me 24 hours, probably less. I'm gonna bang those out. They're gonna be quick, and then I'll probably do the soulmate reads after that. Cool. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe. Oh, the blessing. I always got to end this with a blessing because Yeah, it's fun for me to do, and I'm good at it. Ready? Breathe. It's for all of us. Ready? Hand on the heart. May the Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all the love they need to heal, to grow, to learn, to become the best that they can be on the path of true love for February 2020, that they may see the signs, grab the divine guidance, feel the spiritual growth, roll with the divine timing, to have the new beginning with or as an emperor, and to make the most wise, loving, powerful decisions about their soul contracts, twin flame soulmates, or otherwise, as they study the big decisions of love in their lives, are restored to their true destiny of the playfulness of the mermaid, the Piscean nature to dive deep and splash at the surface that leads them to more ideas and inspiration as they are in the wish fulfillment of that Kuan Yin contentment and compassion for the well-being of all. And so it is. So mote it be. Rock and roll. That was really great. I love you guys so much. Mer family, do the mer. I love my mer people. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe. Check out the stuff in my description box. But for now, as ever, wishing you the very best and the very blessed. As I sign off, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed, blessed be.